Here's solutions to perfect problem 1. Let's see, we're asked to simplify this huge mess of a complex rational expression. Okay, so it's a huge mess, and the way it's written, kind of the way to think about it is you have two fractions up top here and then divided by two other fractions. So if it were just one fraction over a fraction, there's a way we can deal with that. But since it's a fraction minus a fraction on the top and the bottom, we can't immediately do our little trick where we flip the denominator upside down and multiply that by the reciprocal. So what we'll want to do is look at the top here of the big fraction and the bottom here of the big fraction and make those both a single fraction. What I mean by that is find a common denominator. So if you think about this 2 is 2 over 1. What we can do to find a common denominator is, let's see, on the top here the common denominator will just be 4 plus x. So we'll want to multiply by 4 plus x over here and here. And then multiply by 1 over here and here, which you don't even have to write. And the common denominator on the bottom will be 3 times x. So we need an x over here. And a 3 over here. And what that did is make it so we have the same denominator, common denominator in the top. So up top we have 2 times 4 plus x, which is 8 plus 2x, and then minus 2, divided by our common denominator, 4 plus x. And on the bottom, x times x is x squared, minus 3 times 3 is 9. And on the bottom, our common denominator is 3x. So the big advantage to all this work we just did is that we now have a single fraction divided by a single fraction, and we know how to deal with that. Dividing fractions is just like multiplying fractions, except you have to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So up top here, 8 plus 2x minus 2, we could write that as 6 plus 2x over 4 plus x, and then instead of dividing by all this stuff, we'll multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator here. 3x divided by, let's see, x squared minus 9 is a difference of squares, so we could factor that out as x minus 3 times x plus 3. And now we kind of look to see if we can cancel anywhere. Turns out you can cancel if you notice that 6 plus 2x, we can factor a 2 out of it. And what we're left with is 3 plus x, which is the same as x plus 3. All this we'll just leave alone. We already factored it in the last step. And now, if we take a look, you got an x plus 3 on the top here and an x plus 3 on the bottom here. So those cancel, but nothing else cancels. This 4 plus x, 3x, x minus 3, nothing in common there. So what we have is 2 times 3x, which is 6x, divided by 4 plus x. Maybe I'll write x plus 4. I kind of like having the variable first, although really it doesn't matter. Times x minus 3. And now we're all done. There's nothing we can simplify further, so we'll call this the answer. And that's the end of the first perfect problem.